And should there be a case where the lives of U.S. citizens are at risk, I think all cards are on the table.
So they are armed up, they're ready to fight, and they're not going to go peacefully. That's why it's so critical that our military goes in and takes these guys out, that we spend our resources on the war that's right here on our southern border. This is a war. Not only have we been losing it for the last 4 years, our government's been fighting for the other team.
In a move that has shocked the world, President Trump has just authorized a devastating airstrike against a high-ranking ISIS leader in Syria. But this wasn't just about taking down terrorists overseas. This precision strike sends an unmistakable message to the drug cartels threatening our southern border. The timing could not be more deliberate. While Washington elites debate border policies, Trump's actions speak louder than words. In the next few minutes, I'll reveal the hidden connection between these two battlegrounds and the strategic genius behind this dual-purpose operation that the mainstream media doesn't want you to understand. The cartels are watching, and they should be worried. Before we get any further in this video, smash that like and subscribe button. Leave a comment down below. Are you ready to see action on the southern border instead of action 3,000 miles away? Was this a message to the cartels? Love to get your opinion, love to get your feedback, and that's what I do here on the channel. Let's jump right into this. This article comes out from Axios this morning. ISIS second-in-command smoked in a U.S. airstrike with Iraqi aid. U.S. forces, with the help of Iraqi intelligence and security, took out the #2 global ISIS leader, one of the most important of the entire organization per U.S. Central Command. Abdullah Maki Musla El-Raifi, I'm sorry I said your name wrong, also known as Abu Khadija, that one's much easier, oversaw global operations and logistics for the group and directed a significant portion of its global empire, its global operations and logistics for the group, and directed a significant portion of its global financing. Now, this is an image of the actual moment when, I'm assuming, like a Reaper drone. I'm not sure exactly what they used, but this is the precision airstrike in the Anbar province on Thursday, along with another ISIS operative. After the strike, CENTCOM and Iraqi forces moved to the strike and found both unalived. Both were wearing unexploded vests and had multiple weapons. He was identified through DNA obtained when he narrowly escaped an earlier raid per CENTCOM. I'm sure he signed up for 23andMe, and now we have that information. Here is actual footage of this, thanks to President Trump. This has been released by the State Department. Maybe CENTCOM released this. There's no audio. I don't think you need it when you see this right there. That's the exact moment whenever this #2 with one of the world's most horrible organizations was removed from the face of the planet. You might ask yourself, why is this important to me? What does this have to do with me? It was 3,000 miles away. Well, the Mexican ambassador picked by President Donald Trump, Ron Johnson, was speaking in Congress just a day ago. And he was asked some questions about military action on the southern border. And what he said comes on the heels of what you saw in that video. And it's very important to the cartels. And I'm going to play what he said in Congress.
Sovereignty is a key core principle. I understand that the designation of the drug cartels as foreign terrorist organizations reflects widespread concern and anger in the United States about the cartels. Would you agree that we should not take any military action against cartels in Mexican territory without the knowledge and consent of the Mexican government?
Sir, I think any decision to take action against a cartel inside Mexico, our first desire would be that it be done in partnership with our Mexican partners. That said, I know that President Trump takes very seriously his responsibility to safeguard the lives of U.S. citizens, and should there be a case where the lives of U.S. citizens are at risk, I think all cards are on the table. I cannot respond to what the Commander-in-Chief might decide based on the information he has.
You recognize Mexico as our #1 trading partner.
I firmly believe Mr. Coons is right, and I don't often agree with him. Mexico is one of our closest allies, closest trade partners, and I believe they should take some level of responsibility with what is happening at the southern border. And it doesn't seem like the president of Mexico is doing that. This article comes from the Border Report. U.S. military intervention versus cartels impossible, is what the Mexican president said. On Friday, during her daily news conference, Mexico's President Claudia Sheinbaum showed disdain for a statement made by Ron Johnson, even mentioning military action against the cartels. Says we don't agree. He said everything's on the table. Well, no, not everything's on the table, nor on the chair, nor on the floor, nor anywhere for that matter. I firmly believe what is happening on the southern border is beyond the Mexican government's control. Many people think that the Mexican government is, I don't know, a little controlled, a little financed. I'll leave that up to you to decide. I've got a couple of more clips here I really want you to see, and it kind of puts together exactly what's happening at the southern border.
What was that, Anthony? Was that a water station? Is that what that was?
Yes, sir. So I was at that moment, I was out in Sassabee, Arizona, an area that is still being hit hard because you have NGOs still basically bypassing federal immigration laws and still doing whatever they want out there. There is a encampment out there where these guys actually have Starlink. You can see on there, they have the tents, they have blankets, they have sleeping bags, and there's tons of food for these individuals. Now, these individuals that are out there, these NGOs, go as far as feeding the cartel members at the gate where the wall ends, giving them food, tamales, menudo, whatever they are actually cooking. And while you have a small group of individuals, of illegal aliens there, as you can see, as they are coaching them, less than a quarter mile, the drugs and smugglers are getting everything in because this.
Are NGOs a problem? You see them here actually helping the cartels and people coming across the border. These NGOs seem to do a little bit of the dirty work for some of the government organizations, or maybe some of the people that are not seeing the best interest in the United States. Leave a comment down below. This comes from Real America's Voice, and I think they do great reporting on this, but I didn't know the level of involvement with the NGOs.
This small group will distract and pull Border Patrol agents off the line. Unfortunately, we are still short-staffed out there. Most of it has been shut down, but they are now pushing these folks out eastward.
So they're having a hard time because of the NGOs. They're actively interfering. They are breaking immigration law by aiding and abetting criminal migrants. Leave your comment down below what you think about this. Does this outrage you? Should the Department of Justice be seeing this and taking action?
Apparently armed cartel members all over this mountain right now. They told me multiple. One's moved off to the west. They've been watching my 6. I'm gonna get out of here because the sun is going down. It just shows you, this is how dangerous this is out here. And thank God for President Trump, thank God for Tom Homan. But we need to understand this. These guys aren't just gonna roll over. Joe Biden and the Democrats gave these guys $12 billion at minimum. That's a low estimate per year for the last 4 years. So they are armed up, they're ready to fight. And they're not gonna go peacefully. That's why it's so critical that our military goes in and takes these guys out. Mexico's military goes in and takes these guys out, that we spend our resources on the war that's right here on our southern border. This is.
Look at that. That is our southern border. I understand we've got to take out people over in Syria that want to do bad things to good people, but this is a little closer to home. You can see the border right there. I'll just ask this final question. Should we see real military intervention on the southern border? Should there be active operations and active airstrikes on the cartels? I think the message was sent via Syria to the cartels. We're taking care of business over there, and you are next.
And can an amen and a boom shakalaka go right there?